Knockouts in 3 counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, no? It is another Tuesday. We haven't been snowed in yet, and we got a debut episode for you before it is fight night once again at the famous Fox Theater here in Detroit. We've got the debut of one half of your main event before they run it back on December 20th. You got Olivia Curry joining us. We appreciate the time.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Can't complain.
Right.
Can't complain. Hoping the Lions win Thursday. Other than that.
Yeah.
I know you're from Chicago, so you're loving that you picked up our new coach, and you guys just seemed all.
Oh, you guys got a great football team.
I know they learned how to win when they took our coach.
That's what they say. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Besides boxing, and I don't know what is going on with that much.
I respect
you
that.
can tell me anything, and I believe you.
That's a very common theme though with combat sports. It's like if you're a diehard, whether it be boxing, MMA, whatever the case, that typically is your sport of choice. Yeah. Like a lot of times people kind of start to realize that throwing a ball around isn't as serious when you can watch people throw punches at each other.
That's
go figure.
Like, I'm in the gym all the time. My body hurts all the time. I don't need someone else doing, things that make their body hurt. Like, we've got nothing going on.
Well, you'll live longer if you're not a Bears or a Lions fan too. That's
what I sort of hear. Yeah,
that's a scientific fact, brother. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Damn it, J-Bone. We're gonna win on Thursday. We're still going to the playoffs. Stop with the negative energy. God damn it.
You're right. We just lose a week of our lives every week. That's all.
Yeah.
That part though, because between the Michigan-Ohio State game and the way the Lions have been playing, I feel like I have officially taken my dad's spot for like yelling at the fucking TV after the last couple of weeks. And like she said, the worst part is it wasn't even fights, man. Like usually I'm yelling, it's got to do with a fight. This time it's just the Lions almost put me into an early coma. But now that we've talked about our Lions woes and the Chicago Bears and all those things, you're getting ready to make your way back to Detroit December 20th. Before we get to talking about how the first fight went and your rematch that's coming up, you got to tell me, what were your thoughts on getting to fight in the historic Fox Theater and being the first fight to do so there since Ricky Hatton had fought there like 20 years ago?
And it was so cool. I was super excited. I didn't really know what to expect. And then I got there and I was looking around. And it's beautiful. It's like such an incredible building. It makes it feel kind of like extra fancy to be fighting in there. It just gives it like a little bit of glamour. And then the coolest thing was my dad is from Michigan and from kind of around the Detroit area. And
nice.
So mom had kind of grown up there and stuff too. He found a letter recently, like a couple months ago, where she had written when she was like in her 20s. This was back in like pre-World War II, right? About how she used to go see movies at the Fox Theater and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I felt like that was a sign that I was in the right spot.
I'm not going to lie. It was pretty dope being there for those fights because I've been to the Fox for so many things, but obviously I've never been to a fight there. And like to see the different setup and just to have it back in the city. Like, I mean, those that really know fighting and know Detroit, like Detroit's always long been known as, a fight city. I mean, between Tommy Hearns, you got K9, you've got Tony Harrison, who's going to be fighting on this card, Clarissa Shields. We can go down the line. Detroit's always been known for good fighters, but shout out to Salita and Salita Promotions bringing the fights back to Fox Theater. I definitely will be in the building December 20th. I'm looking forward to seeing you get in there and throw hands again, but obviously this isn't the first time you've had to throw hands with your opponent. Now that you've had time to kind of sit back and like look back at how the first fight went, do you have like a different outlook on your thoughts of the fight, or is it kind of still how it was like when it was fresh after the draw was laid out? Because I'm not gonna lie, you guys got in there and had a hell of a fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good news is I think both of us are coming to fight, if not like maybe more so even than the first time, right? So I think you're going to see another war. But yeah, in retrospect, like my general thoughts are kind of the same. I do think the draw was fair. I am not going to complain about that draw because I think it was a super back and forth fight. It's kind of what you like. It's like volume versus sort of power shots, that kind of thing. I also think like Kaye Scott, all credit to her, brought a little something that we did not expect. We expected her to box, and she stood there and slugged it out with me. And so I think now we are prepared for both. It's like either she's going to do exactly what she did last time and we'll adjust a little bit, or she's going to go back to her amateur pedigree and try to move around, run around the ring, box more. But the one thing I'll say about the Fox Theater and that setup there that I actually liked a lot, it's a small ring. You can't run too far. So either way, I think it's going to turn into another war.
Well, you definitely hit on something that really surprised me in that first fight. I mean, obviously, that was the first time I've ever seen either one of you guys fight. But just off of like looks, when you first see somebody get in the ring, you know, you see people kind of size each other up. And obviously, like most fights, you know, there's a little bit of a feeling out phase. The biggest thing that jumped out to me is what you just mentioned. I really thought, based on like the build and what I had seen in the things I had looked up of Kaye Scott, I expected her to get in there, try to use her length, try to use her range, keep you at the end of her jab, maybe be able to use some footwork and tie you up when it got close. That's not what happened in that fight. She came full steam ahead and was throwing from the minute that fight started. Did that really, I mean, obviously you said it wasn't what you guys had prepared for, but did that make it a little bit harder for you in a sense to kind of catch your groove and get into your game? Because I feel like for you, I would say from watching it, which you can check out my article that I wrote for it on KO3C.com and bodyslam.net, but I really thought that you had like the second half of the fight. I thought the body shots that you were throwing really kind of started to add up towards the latter half of the fight. And I feel like that's where you seem to have more of your moments. Is that kind of how that felt for you while you were fighting?
Yeah, that is how it felt. You know, we had been working on going to the body before the fight. So that was always in the plan. And it's going to be part of this plan for this next one too. And I wish that I got into her body a little earlier in the first fight. I think I was thrown off a little by little things, her rhythm, how she was throwing punches even, you know, again, she has that real like amateur pedigree kind of thing where very light, fast punches instead of really like sitting down on her shots. And some of that threw me off a little bit. And also even just like sheer size, you know, I thought we were about the same. She ended up being like a little taller than me, maybe a little more reach. So it took me a while to adjust, but now that I know, you know, now I know. So I think this next one, like I said, we'll be ready for her to fight either way. And we're also tweaking some things too, because she kind of came to fight my fight last time. And so I want to also be prepared if she switches it up, that I can, you know, within the boundaries of like what I normally do, I can also adjust to fight more of her fight if I have to.
Totally respect that. Like that. Go, Corey.
When you're going into a, you know, high showcase type of rematch like this, like immediate back to it, shall we say, there's so much to be learned from the first fight, but there's also so much adapting on both ends. How do you kind of play that out in your head going into the second fight, and how much do you actually weigh that first fight into your, you know, what your game plan is for the second?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been someone who has like watched a lot of tape, kind of for the reason that we saw in the first fight, which is I'm always aware that someone can come out totally different than what they look like before. I mean, I do that, right? We always work on stuff. So I'm like, well, if I'm changing stuff up there, I'm sure they're changing stuff too. So I let my coaches worry about that. I haven't been kind of dwelling too much on the first fight. I think, you know, because it was so quick and such a fast rematch, which I think both of us appreciated, but it also means that neither of us really can totally transform our style, you know? So my team, we've really been focusing on taking the key learnings from that first fight and just like turning the dial a little bit, like just adjusting slightly. Because I think in that first one, if either of us had pushed more 10% one way or the other, that's the person who would have won. So that's kind of the attitude I'm taking into this next fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally respect that too, because that was another question I had. You know, a lot of times when you have a fight like that that's so close, sometimes you'll see people not really want the immediate rematch. Like for you, was it when it was over, was it like, yo, we got to run this back ASAP? Or was it one of those things like, okay, you know, if it happens again, I'd like to get that one back? Or was it immediately like, yo, we need to have a winner?
You know, I would have been happy if they had given us more time. Either way, that would have been fine. But I wasn't. I was happy to kind of throw my name in there right away because it's a really dissatisfying feeling to have a world title fight end in a draw. You know, you worked so hard and you sacrificed so much, and then you come away and you didn't even lose. You just kind of like nothing happened. So of course, especially on the night, I'm like, as soon as the fight was over, I wanted to do it again. You know, I was like, wait, can we just rewind a few hours?
One more round.
Exactly
just add an extra round. One more round.
Yeah.
Gotta love that sudden victory round. That's one thing that's interesting with bare knuckle. They got those, but you know, another thing that jumps out to this one, I mentioned that Tony Harrison's going to be fighting on this card. As we know, you also have had, you know, the likes of Clarissa Shields, who just re-signed with Salida as well. So we'll be seeing her in action again soon. For you getting to fight on cards like this, and I mean, obviously this is not only just a big fight because of who's on it, but I mean, you guys are fighting, you know, for the WBA and WBC belts like that. I mean, for you, is that, does that add any extra motivation for you in this one? Or was it kind of one of those things where, you know what, it's just another fight?
No, it adds some motivation. You know, this is like the pinnacle of what every boxer is trying to reach. And I feel very fortunate because I started late as a boxer, period, especially a professional boxer. And I don't think I have a recognizable name. You know, I'm like a real deep cut fighter in my professional career. So the fact that Salida took the chance to give us his first fight was really amazing in the first place. And now being the main event, especially on a card with Tony Harrison, like that's just really cool to me. It shows that we did what we said we were going to do, which is come and put on an entertaining show that people are going to enjoy watching, even if we don't have, you know, the most famous names around. Like, it's going to be worth tuning in because it's going to be an action-packed fight. So yeah, it means a lot. And the belts, I mean, who doesn't? That's the whole point, right?
Got to get that green belt, man. Got to get the green one, man. That's the one funny thing with WBC belts. You always know which one's a WBC belt because of that big-ass green strap, man. I've been watching boxing for 20 years at this point. That's always been something funny to me. I'm like, who came up with the green strap out of all
it
colors?
It looked so beautiful, though. They had it right in front of me at the last press conference. I touched it. I was like, oh, I really want that. I want to bring it home.
Maybe it's that money green. Yeah, well, you know, you talk about that you were a late start into boxing. You know, how'd you find your way to boxing? What brought you to boxing?
I started with amateur Muay Thai, actually.
I love it. We cover MMA here too. I'll be doing mid Muay Thai commentary here in a couple weeks. Shout out to MMT.
That's awesome. Yeah, I never did MMA. I don't know I have no ground game. Keep that away from me. I never want to be on the ground. But
elbows and knees.
And I started that. I didn't start Muay Thai till I was like near the end of my, like in college, like already in my 20s. And I kind of just like took a class at a gym, right? I was partying too much in college. I was like, I don't know. I watched Ong Bak, if you guys have ever seen that movie. And I was like, I don't know, this looks cool. I'll sign up. And it just so happened that the coach there actually knew what he was talking about, had a relationship with folks over in Thailand, went over there, trained a little bit, started fighting. And then at a certain point, it became clear, like the pool is small. And especially in my weight class, like I'm 5'10", and I was fighting as an amateur at 165 pounds, and I just ran out of people. So I switched over to amateur boxing and kind of went from there.
I like it. I started with boxing myself and then kind of went the other way. I started with boxing and then ended up getting into jiu-jitsu and MMA and all those things. Speaking of, you know, getting into boxing and all those things, you know, and doing my research for this, I saw something on your Instagram about you being a director. So talk to me about that. How does that work being a boxer? How'd you get into directing?
Yeah, so I went to film school, and it turns out that it's kind of hard to actually get a job. Like, no one's just handing out checks for millions of dollars to make movies, right?
Damn, they told us it'd be that easy. Huh?
I know. But even if you're really, really good, if I do say so myself, they're not just handing out money. So, but now I'm very fortunate. I work, like my day job is I'm a freelancer, but I'm on the roster at this company called Picture North in Chicago, which is a production company that mostly makes like fancy commercials, right? So it's like pretty large budgets. I direct and edit for them. But it's also flexible enough that, you know, I can kind of make my own schedule, and they've been very supportive of me doing the boxing thing at the same time. So I kind of do half and half. But often like my days are, okay, I'm training in the morning. Maybe I go into the office or work from home. And then sometimes I'm like editing stuff at the gym, sitting on the side of the ring on a Zoom call, or I'm pitching for a project with like a black eye. So it's a little weird thing to balance, but I love that part of my life, you know, and after boxing, I'm glad that I'll have that to go back to.
Hey, the black eye might serve you well. If you go in there with a shiner, they might say, fuck, we better give her the job real quick. Otherwise, we might end up with one of those too.
Yeah,
man.
I hope it gives me a sense of authority. You know, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Well, now that you told us that you trained a little bit in Muay Thai, you got to tell me. I know you said you didn't train MMA, but I know most of the people that we bring on here, which shout out to all of you guys who are watching, says we got about 150 people in here. Make sure you like it, share it, retweet it. If you're watching on Body Slam, make sure you follow them, follow us. Shout out to Millions as well. But, you know, now that we know that you've done a little bit of Muay Thai, you got to tell me, you know, there's been a lot of news the last few days about a potential fight between, and it's funny we're saying this because the last time we had a Salida fight, we were talking to past guests of the show, Sammy Worthington, and she was talking about fighting, who I'm about to bring up. But do you have any thoughts on a potential fight between Katie Taylor and Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, so I heard about this, and you know, my initial thought was sort of like, wait, what? Like, why are they doing that? You know, but I guess the answer is it sells. I don't really know. I know Ronda Rousey's been doing WWE stuff, right? But I don't really know what she's been up to, or she's been.
Oh, she's been out of that for a hot minute too. That's why when I seen it, I was just like, wow, okay.
I mean, Katie Taylor's like one of the best in the business, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question who wins in a real fight between those two. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if that goes through, if that would be more of kind of like an exhibition, showcase kind of thing. And that sort of stuff's been going on a lot more in boxing. You see, the Jake Pauls of the world, or even getting some of these Tyson, some of these older guys out from retirement. And I don't know. I don't want to like diss that move because it's probably getting eyes on the sport. And I think boxing needs probably a younger crowd to come in and
I agree with that,
become fans. So I don't think that's a bad thing. But I think if you're talking about like who's going to win, I mean, Katie Taylor wipes the floor with her.
I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it's straight boxing is the crazy thing. Like if it were like some kind of like mixed rules exhibition thing, okay, maybe I could see that, especially with Ronda's background. But Ronda was never known for her hands, even when she was killing people. So I'm like, you're taking away your best weapon to take on one of the best women's boxers there is. I don't know.
Katie's not done. I don't think Katie's quite done. Like I think she's getting close, but she has a few people, Chantel Cameron again, or like
She looked a lot better in this fight against Serrano.
Right. Like, so I don't know what it gets her really besides, and she's not really like a flashy person either, She's someone who's always been kind of like about the sport. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually happens. I have my doubts, but interesting.
I don't think it's going to happen either. You know what I think would be interesting, though, now that Holly Holm is boxing again, if they ended up boxing, because I think Holly Holm had whopped the floor with her if they were just boxing. But that's a story for another time. I know we got short time, so I got two more questions for you. One being, we also cover pro wrestling. Did you ever get down with pro wrestling at all? Was there any of that stuff that you ever watched at all?
I have like never watched wrestling except for some like local. I have a friend who's a referee in Chicago, so I've watched.
Chicago's got one of the best indie scenes in the world, so I wouldn't doubt.
Super fun. Like I would do it again. I'd get into it. But no, I never grew up like watching WWE or anything like that.
Wait a minute. So you heard that on the show. I just so happened to maybe be in Chicago in December for AEW, so I'm just saying. I'm gonna be in town. I feel like we're gonna have to see what's happening with some of these
head with like a steel chair or something, so she can get a feel for it.
I love how you always try to make me like the fucking guinea pig for
what
this
stuff. What do you mean, man? You're the general.
Just because I fought doesn't mean that I have to be the guinea pig. Okay,
I'm trying to bring him into the world of pro wrestling, bro. Let her just take a good steel chair shot. hit you over the head, and she'll get a feel for it, and she'll love it.
Hey, as long as they do it where my work can see it, so I have an excuse not to go back to the post office for a few days.
Hit them with a good one. Hit them with
a good one. As somebody though that also, I'm the same way as you. I don't really take in regular professional wrestling regularly, other than for the show purposes. Going to these indie shows though is a totally different experience. Having a couple drinks with your friends and watching people just like doing all this, like it's a whole different experience. That's for sure.
Guys, I mean, the folks who are the wrestlers are like legit athletes, and they're getting hurt too. I mean, they might not be.
Thank you for saying that. Being a fellow fighting guy myself.
I'd rather get punched in the face and hit with the chair. I'll say that much.
See, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Well, I know you got to get out of here, so I'll let you leave on this. You got to let me know. So what's going to be different in this fight on December 20th? And for anybody who maybe missed the first fight, what do they got in store December 20th, Fox Theater? Make sure you check it out.
Yeah, everyone should come out to the Fox Theater, catch it on DAZN. I think it's going to be an absolutely action-packed fight. It's going to be another war. In the first one, I got cut. There was blood. There was sweat, all sorts of good stuff. And I think that it's going to be more of the same, but it'll be interesting because both of us are going to have to change something. And I can't give you all the secrets. Obviously, we have some things in our pocket. But I anticipate a slightly more technical start. And then at some point, like all bets are off, and I think we're going to be slugging it out again. But I'm going in there to win. I really want that pretty green belt. And everyone should tune in and check it out.
Hell yeah. Make sure you guys check it out. December 20th here in Detroit, Fox Theater. Tony Harrison's fighting as well. If you guys are boxing fans, you guys need to be here. Until next time, we will let Olivia Curry get out of here. Hope you have a great night. We will definitely have to run this back.
Thank you, guys. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Best of luck.
There you have it. Olivia Curry, ladies and gents. We are about to flip over to the wrestling side of things. We've got Survivor Series is still going, went down. We just had the news this morning of TNA is now going to be on AMC. We've got Bron Breakker making a statement for himself when it comes to Survivor Series and WWE and all those things. Before we get to that, though, thoughts on tonight's guest, Olivia Curry, headed in December 20th?
If I'm not mistaken, I seen on the YouTube channel that was potential fight of the year.
Oh, dude, that was a great fight. Great fight. Back and forth from start to finish. I took my mom down there for that one. Shout out to Chris de Blasio. Bro, that was a great fight. Great fight.
I mean,
that alone don't get your ass in the street, man. I don't know. Maybe you don't have a pulse.
Yeah. I mean, besides just the fact that it's got the belts attached to it and stuff, it's not every day that you see, women atop of the card. And then, like you say, to have already put on a showcase like they did in that last fight, going into this next one, both of them, I love when I don't love draws, but I love when they do the rematches and you get to see like when two technical warriors get to go back out there and try to figure out one way or another. Like she said, 10% difference is all it takes in a fight like that.
One more round. All I need was one more round.
Yeah. One more minute of one round, probably. You know what I mean? Not even like the full round to be in your favor, but just that, one more good
It was
combination.
A dog fight, bro. And the thing about that fight is it was like a tale of two fights, right? Because if I'm being honest, I really kind of thought from watching it, and again, you can check out my thoughts at ko3c.com as well as bodyslam.net, but I really thought that the early half of the fight went to Kaye Scott. And I feel like a lot of that is because, like Olivia just said, I think the way that Kaye came out and fought versus what, if you watched her on tape, you would have thought was going to happen. She was coming forward the whole time, bro. Like, it wasn't like she said it. She didn't use her range like she had done in her amateur fights. And she was just in there ready to bang. And I feel like once Olivia got her footing and started to land some of those body shots that I talked about, it was a real back and forth fight. I am very much so looking forward to seeing where we end up with this fight. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing Tony Harrison back in there here in Detroit. I'm stoked to be back at the Fox Theater as well. If you guys are fight fans, which most of you guys who are watching this probably are watching for that reason, then you probably should be at the Fox Theater in Detroit. And Corey's going to try to give people vertigo. But speaking of giving people vertigo, let's talk about Survivor Series. We can't hear you. You got your mic muted, dummy.
I coughed, and then I think I blew my cough towards the camera, and then it got all foggy. So then I had to wipe it off, and then when I wiped it, it adjusted the angle. So technical difficulties is what
real life problems right there.
Yeah.
All right, now we got to get to the other half of this weekend. Shout out to everybody who still made it out to DraftKings in Troy. Shout out to Potters of Destiny. It was dope to still have everybody out there for Survivor Series, even with the snow. And I just want to throw it out there. I'm still super jealous. But shout out to our guy Megaran, who Grammy nominated Megaran, who damn right. I'm so happy for that. Number one, he, up for best children's album in the Grammys next year. So make sure you vote Megaran. But he was in the seats. So was our guy Marcos. They were out there at Survivor Series. I bet you the weather was a lot better in San Diego than it was here. And we had 46,000 people in Petco Park for this. And I kind of figured we were going to start and stop with the War Games matches, but honestly, I loved that, because it was outside and still sunny, it gave vibes of the 1980s War Games, where when they did the Great American Bash Tour, where they were in all the different baseball parks and stuff. It had such an old school feel to it, because it's got the big ass long walkout way like they usually do when they're at the stadiums. And then because it was still sunny, you just see all these people, and it was a dope visual.
Great view.
Yeah, it was a dope visual
of the city. The city of
San
Diego.
Dude, and they got the skyline right there. San Diego is one of my favorite places to travel, point blank period. I've been going there since I was a kid because my aunt and uncle live out there, and I like I said, always been a big San Diego fan. But you can't talk about San Diego without talking about Dom Mysterio at this point, can you not? I mean, I figure that's as good a place as any to start with Survivor Series. And I mean, Dom Mysterio is your new Intercontinental Champion, taking that belt back off of John Cena. It took him 25 people to do it, but hey, he's got a dub. He's got his 2 belts back, and Liv's back. So J-Bone,
and he's got Liv back,
dude. Liv is still fine. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it like I see it.
Look, man. I honestly, I'll tell you straight. I think out of the 4 matches that night, I think that one stole the show. That was the best story, the best wrestling. All of it was great in that match. Having Liv come back, having John Cena take the finishers from Raquel Rodriguez and the Pop Rocks, man, that was cool stuff to see, man. Dom Mysterio, though, imagine that kid in 5 years, Kyle. That dude is going to be.
Dude, look at him now, dude. He's only been in the business for what, a few years?
How old is he? I didn't get a chance to look up. What's his age? He can't be more than 24. I'd say 24, 25 if I had to guess. But, dude, that guy is a rising star in this business. He's a star now. Probably one of the best.
He's only 28, dude.
Give him a few years, man. Tons of years. He's got a long way to go.
As from an outsider's perspective, I obviously don't, follow as closely, so I don't know all the details. He's not his dad, right? He's not this high flyer, huge action guy that
he's got some of that though.
He does have some, but I'm saying he doesn't he doesn't garner a huge amount of attention from that. He's not this big giant figure that is imposing and then automatically kind of garners respect in the wrestling world from that either. So for me, it's to see from an outsider's perspective, all the wrestling community kind of get behind him and stuff is kind of it's not so much like surprising. It's just what's the right word? An ode to the what they're able to do with the storytelling and stuff like that to be able to build up a character like that. Being that, you know, people could look at it one way because he's a, you know, former champion, you know, top level wrestler's son. They could be like, you know, screw him because of this. They could be there could be so many reasons why they, you know, poo-poo him, put him down. But instead it seems like the storytelling and what they've been able to do with him has kept him, you know, high in the fans' graces. And it is a little surprising to me. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I think the reason is because he goes out there and he has great matches. Like, yeah, he hasn't been around for a lot of years, but he has name a bad match. There's not a bad performance that you can think of.
He's really good, bro. For being that young, he's really good. And to address, you know, a couple of Corey's points, he's just got that cool factor, bro. Whether it's like the chicken tendies thing, or if you're a guy and you see him, he had Rhea, now he's got Liv, and he's married. Like, this dude is like, this guy's got like the cool factor going. And another one of Corey's points, another thing that I think really helps Dom is the fact that he's not trying to make everybody like him. Like, he was the biggest heel they had, to the point where literally he would get in the ring and people would boo so fucking loud that he couldn't even talk. And now, I mean,
on the mic.
See? And I feel like now we're kind of getting to the point where, like, we're priming up for like him to have a big baby face run. I feel like the Judgment Day is going to jump him and he's going to be a big baby face at some point. But dude, that guy, the guy's money. And then what's crazy is, go ahead.
I think it's going to be like one of those babyface things where it's like he's still a heel, but we just put him as a babyface.
Well, I mean,
like,
Randy Orton was still a heel and everybody liked him.
Right. Like, remember like the Eddie Guerrero stuff. Like, he was still doing
absolutely.
The
I think it'd be 100% like Eddie. And I think and then the stuff on Twitter with him and Eddie's daughters, like, you mean our dad? Like, and then, I mean, even in what Liv was wearing to the ring, did you not peep that her pants said Guerrero with his mask on the side?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and so I love that there's still enough of an ode. Yeah, bro. I love that there's still an ode to, like, I love that there's still an ode to, like, the luchador, you know, culture and who his dad is, and like him going over to AAA and stuff, I think helped that a lot. Man, that kid is going to be insane. And I think it was the right move to have him win that title. You know, a lot of people were saying, oh, have Cena go out on back-to-back losses. How does it hurt Cena when it took 25 motherfuckers and a returning Liv to be able to beat him? You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt Cena.
And pulling back the curtain, I think Cena knows how important it is to elevate Dom even more. You know what I mean? Cena knows what it's about, and I think those next stars to the next level, and he knows that. So,
and I think that's what the theme has been of this whole run, bro. Like, he's been putting over people left and right. Like you said in the match, he's letting all the girls kick his ass. He's literally letting them all hit their finisher on him. Like, dude, like, if he was trying to bury everybody like everybody wants to talk about, bro, like, I mean, would he be letting everybody kind of like get over like that?
Exactly.
I just
on that. I thought that was.
I enjoyed it, bro. I'm excited. Personally. I can't argue it because I really kind of wanted to see a little bit more from the War Games, man. Which. Speaking of that, I think one theme of Survivor Series, at least in my opinion, was that just like Blood and Guts, I thought that the women's War Games was better than the men's. I liked it because I felt like it had more story to it. I mean, yes, you know, all the guys involved had their stories with Paul Heyman or the people that were on that team, but I mean, just between like how we saw things play out on Raw, you know, you got the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Io, and then you still got Charlotte and Alexa who just lost the belt. I mean, so there's so many like stories to go into that. you know, and a lot of people were shitting on the Io Sky jumping off the cage thing. I was there when she did the first one, ring the bell, shout out to WWE.
Why?
Well, I think because she's done it in every one of the War Games matches. I was about to say, like, I was there when she did the first one when it was in Chicago the night Punk came back, thanks to WWE. But if you notice, every time she's done that, it's been different. First time she did a crossbody.
Right.
The next time she did a moonsault. This time she did a front flip. So at least they've all been, you know, different. And I mean, maybe call it, you know, like her thing or like her spot or, you know, whatever. But I mean, from where I sit, I mean, I think Io's, and clearly WWE thinks the same because she was in the WrestleMania commercial. She was in the women's WrestleMania commercial at the poker table with Rhea and Charlotte and all of them. So I'm just saying,
I don't know why people think that's a big deal. Look at when Kofi was doing the Royal Rumble spots every single year. You know what I mean? Nobody's complaining.
I look forward to it.
Right. You know it's coming. Let's see how we can get it a little bit different and be cool. I think it was great. We knew it was going to happen. When they came out with the trash can lid with her name on it, and it's just like, come on, man, lighten up, folks. It's entertainment. Jeez. So let's see you put a trash can over your head and jump off a steel cage. I dare you.
I mean, you're jumping off a 20-foot cage, not being able to see what's in front of you,
man. Yeah,
I'm just saying, say what you want to do that and land it right. Don't give me, oh, they practiced it. I guarantee you she's not getting on a 20-foot high cage and saying, here, let me see if I can do this before there's anybody in here. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that didn't happen.
No, I wouldn't think so. Did you dig the Rhea Ripley Terrifier mask? I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes, and then did you hear that she's going to be in Terrifier 4?
Oh, there is going to be a 4. Damn, I haven't seen number 3 yet, so I didn't know.
I'm just saying, anytime I can see, look, I'm always a fan of wrestling stars kind of getting that crossover into big movies like that, and we all know that Rhea is a big horror movie buff, so I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
you've seen how successful it's been for so many different, you know, high level wrestling athletes. So
yeah, I'm with that.
And I mean, now would be the time, if any. I mean, bro, say what you want. But I mean, go ahead.
Has there been any women ones that have transitioned and made a big splash though?
Not really as like movie stars, not like in terms of like the men where like there's obviously The Rock and Batista and I mean Cena. You know, there's you can think of a few, you know, that have done it. Not as many with
movie star.
I mean, I think
how can
so.
you not? How can you not at this point?
I'm not a TV watcher at all. I watch sports and my fights, and that's pretty much it. And YouTube, right? So, out of the last couple movies that I've watched, actually, Cena's been a part of them. Just like randomly enough, you know, like I think it was like on the airplane. I ended up watching the one where he like was a like fake frat guy with his buddies that were like from the past or whatever, you know, like. There was just like he's in a bunch of random like pretty good movies, you know. Like, is he The Rock?
Have you ever seen Ricky Stenicki?
I think that's what it was. I think that's maybe what I'm
comedy gold, bro. Hilarious.
Yeah,
that is so like funny. If you haven't seen that, just for the record.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like,
loved it.
Is he necessarily The Rock where he's like the top box office type of guy? Maybe not, but is he put in some pretty good movies, you know, from somebody who doesn't even really consider themselves somebody who watches movies? I think so.
Hey man, I can't really argue that. And you see him in all the commercials. Hell, he's in every like fucking Honda commercial and Toyota or whatever one it is. Get your money, bro. That guy's gonna make money until the day he dies, and he don't need none of it. He's gonna make money until the day he dies, and you know what, dude? You deserve it after 25 years in WWE. It's kind of wild to think, though, that we're literally talking about that next weekend is going to be the end of John Cena.
That is.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Right? I remember where I was the day that he made his debut and smacked the shit out of Kurt Angle. And now he's about to be done. I also feel a lot older admitting that.
Is it going to be Gunther? Is it going to be LA Knight? What do you think?
I mean, I was going to bring that up. I mean, you tell me. I think LA Knight needs it. I think it's more likely that Gunther wins, but I think LA Knight needs it. And based on the way some of the matches went, I kind of feel like Pentagon was supposed to be in there with Jay or LA Knight, however that was supposed to go. But look, dude, I've said it for a long time. Clear back to when Survivor Series was here in Detroit. LA Knight is right there for the taking. And people forget because he's been wrestling so long. Dude's in his 40s. So you know what? Pull the damn trigger. Hit the dummy button. Yeah, I want to see some more LA Knight. I want to see LA Knight. It's crazy because I love Gunther too, right? But I don't know. I just feel like LA Knight needs it more. So I want to see LA Knight win. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Where are you?
I think he needs it more too, but I do think they're gonna pull the trigger on Gunther. I think they're gonna give it to Gunther, dude. I think that's the direction WWE's gonna go with it. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Can't argue.
Banger match though. At the end, I think Cena's gonna go out on his high horse, man. It might even be a sad ending.
Oh, dude, it's going to be a sad ending whether he wins or loses because I've said before, I really don't think he's going to be one of those guys that just comes back a bunch of times. I really don't. Like, I mean, he's really literally pretty much accomplished everything he can unless he was to go on like an indie run or do like Edge did and went to AEW, which I don't see that happening. Like, I really don't. Like, I know pro wrestling is like one of the biggest ones about, people say they're going to retire and then they never like fully retire. I really don't think he's coming back like that. Now, to say that he might not show up from time to time, maybe do like an in-ring appearance or something, like be a general manager, come back, make a match, whatever. I really don't think he's going to be coming back though for any wrestling, but we'll see what happens when he's like fully away from it. All right. We've talked about women's work.
He's a man of his word, dude. He's not coming back.
I really don't think so. I really don't think that we're going to see him after that. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about this men's war games. Okay. So for those that are forgetting, let me refresh you. You had on the men's side, you had the Vision, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Big Braun Breaker. Oh shit. You're all right. But yeah, dude, you had Braun Breaker, who I think is like the big star to come out of that one, like bar none. I don't really think there's any way to argue it. And then the promo that he had on Raw, bar none, best promo he's cut, period, so far. Because he got in there, there wasn't a bunch of hoopla, none of that shit. It's like, look, I'm coming to kick your ass. I'm going to show you who the real badass is, and I'm going to be the world champ. Mic drop, fuck you, I'm gone. It wasn't a bunch of like, we're going to like hype this up and I'm going to say a bunch of fancy stuff that's going to make it sound cool and all this. Dude, that was the best Braun Breaker's been on the mic. And again, anyone that's ever watched that man spear somebody, fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah. You hear me? Fuck that.
Hey, I believe him too. Everything he said, I believe. Well,
how can you not?
I believe everything
the
he
dude
said
is a savage. That dude is a savage.
Everything he said, dude.
And shout out to
He showed out in that War Games match too.
He did, bro. And how many times you see them see somebody be able to pin the world champion if they don't got big plans for him? You had him win War Games by pinning one of the world champions. I'm just saying. Braun Breaker, even if he doesn't win the title in this first, go ahead.
One thing I could say about that men's War Game match I absolutely hated, and I know I'm going to get a lot of bullshit for this. I absolutely hated the fact that nobody else on Jey Uso's team gave him shit for doing the yeet during the War Games match.
I mean, they were all down.
If I'm your team captain, I don't give a shit. If I'm your team captain, and you're in my War Games match, you're on my team, and you start your song and you get on top of the cage right before Brock Lesnar comes out.
Hey, that was a vibe, bro.
It was, but you could have came out first and did that. If you do that shit,
You don't think they set it up that way though? Like for them to be partying and then Brock's music hits and it's like, oh shit.
I'm sure. But if I'm Roman Reigns, you could have took Roman and get down, like get off the cage or something, or somebody. Cody could have been like, get off the cage. This is War Games, dude. You don't pull that shit in here. You know, that would just be how
I'm not mad at that point. But speaking of that, I mean,
like Brock Lesnar about the end of the ring.
That guy's a savage. At least he didn't bust his ass on the way out to the ring this time. But dude, speaking of that, it looks like they might be going back to Roman versus Cody. I really kind of thought Roman was going to go for Punk for a minute, but obviously we already know. And that's another thing to think about with that Braun Breaker thing. They're announcing that it's going to be at Raw in Brooklyn. They've already like named the date for that. So I don't know, man. I think that just made that Raw a lot more must see. And the other real interesting,
it was like an anniversary show for the Netflix thing or something.
I don't know if it's the anniversary show for Netflix, but I know that they're hyping that one up. So I wouldn't be shocked if it did have something like that behind it. Okay. And then like you also got to think about it in this terms. It looks like we're going with Roman and Cody again, which I mean, that was money before, you know, and like Roman really kind of, I don't know if he seemed to be like worn out by like the team thing per se. I'm cool with him and Cody. I kind of thought it might be him and Punk because it was, you know, something different, but that was part of what I liked about it. Even Punk's like stingy ass is in there with the chair doing the guitar on the chair and shit when Jay's music is playing. Like, bro, a little bit of it was okay. Shout out to everybody who keeps sending the likes into this stream. Make sure you guys share it out, whether you're watching it on Facebook, Twitter, all those good things. But yeah, I'm Braun Breaker getting in the world title picture. I think it's the natural progression. But now we got to address the elephant in the room. Who was the motherfucker in the all black? Who was the dude in the hoodie?
My first thought is that it was
Who
you.
it
I thought
be?
you caught a flight to San Diego.
No, Mega Ran didn't invite me this time, so I had to stay home in Detroit. Also, I got buffed quick as fuck if that was me in San Diego, because dude was whoever that was.
You look great out there.
I don't know, man.
Great out there, Kyle.
Look, bro, I had to catch a red eye so that I could make it back to the post office. But
can't miss work.
You know, mail's got to go out. But who do you think it is? What did you think of that kind of going down? And what were your thoughts on the fact that they didn't really acknowledge it on Raw, though? That was really surprising to me.
Yeah. So I think it was who we all thought it was. The big rumors that it's Austin Theory. I think it is him. I think that was him. I thought that was him. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be him once this all comes down to it.
That's another good thing to think about, because just because that's the guy that jumped him, even if that is Theory, because we don't know who it is yet, but I'm just saying, like, that doesn't mean that that's who it's going to be when they do the big reveal to the hoodie.
Yep.
Right.
I'm not going to lie, though. It kind of threw a little fuel to the fire that he hit him with Seth Rollins' stomp before he got out of there. And we all know that Seth just had the big shoulder, or was it shoulder or knee surgery? So, I don't know, man. I'm interested.
So we know he ain't climbing the cage like that.
Facts. I don't know. I think it might be Theory, too, but I hope, if it is Theory, I really hope that things go well for him, especially. I mean, he's a past guest of the show, but I've said it for years. That guy's got like every intangible that you can really want as far as pro wrestling goes. So I wouldn't be mad. Yeah. Mad at that.
I'm just seeing rumors floating around on Twitter and X or whatever, Facebook. But what if it was somebody like Montez Ford?
I've heard Montez Ford, and I would like that because I like Montez Ford, and he's a freak athlete. Plus, he was cool as hell when I met him in Dallas. But I just don't see how that fits, right? Because you'd almost have to argue that whoever's going to be the guy in the hood would like effectively kind of be the leader. No.
I mean, yeah, no, I think Braun's going to be the leader no matter what here. That when the dust settles, Braun Breaker's the leader of that group. But I feel like it could be somebody like that, another up and coming. If it's not, there's another name floating around out there, and I kind of like it. And I don't think it was him to climb the cage, obviously, because that guy was way too athletic. But Sami Zayn could be another suspect.
I've heard that, but like, how does that tie in with Heyman and them? I feel like Sammy's like the ultimate baby.
Well, Heyman loved him in the bloodline. If you go back, Sami was very loyal to Paul Heyman in the bloodline. Maybe not the Roman Reigns, but when it came down to it, Sami wanted what was best for that group. And we've seen Paul Heyman talk nothing but good stuff about Sami Zayn. So maybe
I like Sami Zayn, so I wouldn't be mad at it.
That's the beauty in it all. They're making us think. They're making our gears spin.
That part. All right. So we have talked about Monday Night Raw. We have talked about Survivor Series. Oh, before we get done with Survivor Series, any thoughts on Stephanie Vicker and Nikki Bella?
Loved it. Every part of it. I thought it was amazing.
He said I loved it.
I thought it was awesome. Stephanie Vicker is the future of that division. And she's the present too. She's the champion, but yeah, loved all of that.
I think he just wants to sign up for the Devil's Kiss.
Just once.
Just once. Just once, bro. I can't argue with you on that, but I thought it was good. And I mean, Nikki Bella has always been better placed as a heel, let's be honest. And I think Stephanie's a star. I think if they continue to push her, bro, I feel like she's a star. I feel like that's undeniable just in what we've seen so far. Where they take that to, I'm really interested to see, especially with the fact that Liv punched Dom. I thought that Liv was going to go babyface. So now I'm interested to see like what the future of the Judgment Day is going to be. I still feel like they're going to like jump Dom. I feel like they're still going to jump Dom.
You think Dom's going to be the one outed in that group? I'm kind of thinking it's Finn.
No, dude, I think it's going to be Dom because Finn's got JD with him, and he's kind of got Roxanne in his back pocket. I think it's going to be Dom. If it ends up blowing up, I think it's going to be Dom. But, we'll see what happens. We already talked combat sports, but, there's been all the news with UFC going to Paramount, and they have announced UFC 324 and litany of banger matchups. I feel like this is kind of like the last shot for Justin Gaethje, but I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how that plays out. I'm looking forward even more to the fact that I don't have to pay $80 for a fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge change for us, isn't it?
I mean, no comment. But and then you got Merab versus Jan. I still say Merab is going to win that. Just for the record,
hard to argue with the last performance.
I take it back. Merab is December 6th. That's not.
Yeah, that's this coming weekend.
Yeah, that one's coming up. I got Merab in that one all day. I think Merab gets the job done in that. Let's see, what do we got? And then Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Although Van is riding the hype train, Pantoja is going to get the job done with that one, I feel like. But yeah, dude, the reason why I wanted to talk about this January 24th card is I really feel like the UFC is trying to stack this shit with everything that they can put on it, which has been a complaint that we've had for quite a while when it comes to the UFC cards, is because I feel like they don't always They don't always stack them maybe as much as I might like for us to do. But if you look down this thing, just the main card alone, bro, like son of a bitch, you got, I mean, I've got it pulled up here on UFC.com, starting from the bottom. If this is the order we're going in, you got Davison Figueiredo versus Umar Nurmagomedov, Alexa Grasso versus Rose Namajunas, Arnold Allen versus John Silva, Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong, Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison, Patty versus Justin Gaethje is the main event. I mean, bro,
realistically, they're coming at, like you said, Kyle, they're coming out swinging, and not only that, they're coming out in hopes of trying to get subscriptions. And I think what they're hoping as well is that the people that do end up subscribing are happy with their choice and end up, kind of blinded by, look at how great this card was, look at how great these fights are, look at what we're going to bring as a product. And then 8 months, 9 months, 2 years down the line, we start to experience maybe a little bit of a lull in the matchmaking again. But for now, hey, 2 thumbs up. Let's get this heat going again in the UFC. It could definitely use it,
I'm with
Definitely
that. 100%. I'm with that.
But is it true that we don't get no fights until that card?
They're about to be off.
From what I'm hearing. From what I am hearing from all the podcasts and shit, yep, that's what I'm hearing, and that's going to be
the last fight that we have is going to be December 13th. Royval versus Cop, and then after that, and it's noted that they're moving the start time of the main cards up too.
Your boy's getting older. I appreciate that one.
You've been an old fuck. You ain't getting older. You've been an old
I appreciate that one though.
So what are we moving up, an hour or something?
Yeah, main card's gonna start at
perfect though, because then you don't want it, because like I like the early cards when they happen here and there, right? But I don't want a 5 o'clock start time. Put it that way. I don't want to be like, my night's wrapped up, I just watched some crazy intense thing, my heart was pounding, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, what am I going to go do now? All right, nothing probably. You know what I mean? Like, I like it where it's still like the end of the night. You feel like it's a good time to, like, you get your last 10, 15, 20 minutes with your boys or whatever, and then you say, all right, fights were dope, or fights weren't, or whatever the case, that was crazy, went how we expected, whatever results were, you get that couple minutes, and then it's all right, peace out, we had a good time, it's 1:30, I gotta get heading home. Now it's only gonna be 12:30. 12:30 sounds way more reasonable. You know what I mean? That sounds nice.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I get what you're saying.
Corey don't come out for the fights no more anyways.
Fucking bullshit.
Liar.
It's still nice to close your eyes at it early, you know what I mean? I get
it.
Hey man, I've been like totally hooked, not even on wrestling things. I've been down the damn Stranger Things wormhole the last fucking few days. Never had watched that shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got to watching
after
it.
We're done here, I'm gonna go finish it.
I got a ways to go. I'm only 4 or 5 episodes into season 2, but dude, first of all, whoever thought of this, you are fucked up in the mind, and I feel bad for your nightmares. Second of all, can I just say that, like, I literally was saying this to my coworker earlier, like, bro, some of the things that these kids do, like that Dustin kid, bro, come the fuck on. Why would you hold on to the Gorgonite, whatever the fuck you call that thing? Your boy's already got like the funk inside him, and what am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm gonna just bring another one of the parasites right around the motherfucker while we're trying to figure out why he's still haunted. I don't know. That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like an amazing idea. Fuck your safety. We're lucky you're still alive, but we're going to just bring that bitch right back around you.
Look. He gets better later. All right.
I can tell, dude. That's why I'm
the
saying,
Demogorgon, bro. He
that
gets
shit
better
looked
later.
disgusting, bro.
You'll like it later.
I like it so far.
Yeah,
I'm
wait till
just
you see it
saying
in
they
its
do.
full
Why
form.
is it that in horror movies or horror shows, people always got to do the dumbest shit? Like, I'm just looking like, what, bro?
That's what we're supposed to do.
I
We're
like
built to do dumb
that.
shit. That's just what we are.
Yeah, that's true.
But why is it always when somebody's trying to kill you? Like, you do the dumbest shit when somebody's trying to kill you. You never do that in your everyday life. And I don't know. Let me bring this nasty ass parasite not only out of the trash can, but into my house so he can bust through the thing and be all pent up in my closet. That sounds like a great fucking idea. Not. I'm just saying.
Wait till he
I'm
gets to
just
his
saying.
final form, Kyle. You're gonna be like, what the hell?
Oh, nope. See, that's what I'm talking about. Why even fuck with that thing? Why?
Curiosity killed the cat, isn't that what they say?
You're gonna love it.
I don't
later.
want nothing but to shoot that thing if I was that kid. I don't want nothing but to shoot that thing. But before we get out of here, we've talked Stranger Things, talked some UFC. TNA is on AMC. What do we think about TNA going to AMC? I'm not going to lie. It's not the network that I thought it was going to be, but AMC is still much bigger than Access TV. It's on more than double the homes that have Access TV. They also said, Carlos Silva also said on Busted Open this morning that the NXT TNA relationship is going to continue, which will only help bring more eyes to them. J-Bone, what do you think about TNA going to AMC?
Now, I don't know much about AMC. Is it a cable channel? Is this on cable?
Yes, but it also has its
so
own
that's
app
good.
and
That's
stuff,
good.
too.
I mean, as long as they're staying on TV, perfect. So I think the partnership with NXT WWE is really helping in that sense because they're growing and they're going to continue to grow. And we've seen great wrestling on TNA. So the fact that they're growing and moving to a different channel, bigger network, it's just a stepping stone to the next maybe. So as long as they keep growing, we keep getting good wrestling, I am good with that.
I just hope my biggest thing is I definitely think it's a great move forward. Shout out to TNA, shout out to Ross, shout out to past guests of the show, Matt Cardona, and everybody over there. But my biggest thing is we were just talking about that with the UFC, how the UFC is kind of have their they kind of had they had their break after Bound for Glory, TNA did. And, now we're going to January 15th. The UFC is going to be out for how many weeks? And then so the new AMC deal doesn't take effect till January 15th. But it's still a good opportunity in the sense that that's going to be the go-home show for Genesis. So if you come out and knock that show out of the park, that could bring new eyes. That could help sell that pay-per-view. I want nothing but good things for TNA.
For sure.
I've said it for years on this show that I feel like TNA's women's division was really kind of the catalyst in a lot of ways for what we're seeing with women's wrestling at this point. I feel like you had Gail Kim and Jordan Grace that you see over here, Awesome Kong, the Beautiful People. I mean, go down the list. ODB, bro. So many of the best women's wrestlers came through TNA, bro. And so there's so many things about TNA that I feel like get glossed over at this point. I would say what's very interesting to me with this is that AEW, I would say, is still the number 2 right now. But if TNA comes out, has a banger, has another run of shows like they did headed into Bound for Glory and at Bound for Glory, bro, with that WWE backing behind them too, I think come January, bro, we could be talking about TNA being in that number 2 spot.
I agree with you. I'm with you on that. Tons of talent over there that can do a lot of good things, man. So the fact that they're on a bigger network, let's keep it going, dude.
And
More
again,
eyes,
like we talk about, you know, and again, like we talk about all the time, like I do not understand the tribalism in wrestling. I do not understand it. Like back in the day, could you imagine the Attitude Era, like when we were kids watching wrestling, if we'd had this many successful wrestling companies? Like we had WWE and WCW. Right now, you could have WWE, AEW, TNA. You know, you still got Ring of Honor, which is part of AEW. But I mean, dude, as far as quality wrestling, there has not been a time where there's this much good shit on TV. It just hasn't.
Never,
and so
we would have loved this.
My only message to wrestling fans, please shut the fuck up, support the product, and enjoy the ride. Please do not pick this shit apart before we even get out the gate with TNA. I just hope that they really kill this, dude.
I'm with you on that, man. Or like Kyle said, just shut the fuck up.
I don't know why that's such a theme with so many groups though that are like die-hard fans of things. They're like self-sabotaging, you know, like they only want the best, but then will sink the ship doing it. You know what I mean? Like
100%. And then too, bro, like the thing of it is, like, especially being like if you're like a long-term wrestling fan, like for so long people bitched, oh my God, we need an alternative to WWE and blah, 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 blah. You've got it again. Now, not only do you have AEW, TNA is back up and going. I mean, dude, the Hardys are on probably one of the best runs of their career right now, you know, and are as hot now as they've ever been. Like, I think we need a lot of the Hardys on that debut episode of TNA, you know, and I hope for Mike Santana's sake that he can get back near that title. That was still very shocking to me that he lost that belt.
Very fast for some reason, yeah.
Right, dude. And the fact that they were off TV for a month and then the first show back, not even a pay-per-view, he loses the title after all that time waiting to get it.
Yeah.
I need Mike Santana to just show up on the first episode and be like, Frankie, you, me right now, fuck you. I'm going to win this belt back. But then you got to think, even if they do go that way, you know, another guy who we've got an interview on this show, Nick Nemeth, still has his part of the call your shot gauntlet. So, I mean, hypothetically, Mike Santana could win, go fight for the title at the pay-per-view, and then have Nick Nemeth cash in on him just like Frankie Kazarian did. So, I mean, a lot of intrigue. A lot of dope stuff, man. I am really looking forward to what we got coming down the pike. Speaking of what's coming down the pike, December 13th, Mitten Muay Thai is back. I will be back on the microphone live here on Millions. Shout out to my partner, Austin Zankus, always doing his thing out there, man. We've got we'll see who's all going to be on there with us. It's going to be a good time. It's elbows, it's blood. Hopefully my suit doesn't come home with blood. And it's not me being the one getting hit anymore. So it's a good time. And I'm getting paid. So, yeah, dude. I am looking forward to being back, catching some more action. It's going to be some dope fights. I could live to see Mason Shalahi on every Muay Thai card in existence. But like I said, lots of good things coming on the pike for knockouts and 3 counts as we close out the year. You have Mitten Muay Thai on the 13th. On the 20th, I will be at Fox Theater for Miss Curry's fight. You've got Tony Harrison on that card as well. Then you've got AEW at World's End going to be in Chicago, which we're going to try to be at. And then you go into the new year, and then we got to do the knockouts again. So, I mean, bro, there's a lot of shit on the way from knockouts and 3 counts. But the number one order of business right now is the Lions need a dub on Thursday. Fuck the Cowboys. We need a Detroit Lions win. They need to smuggle in like 5 new linemen, and we'll be all right.
Yeah,
I don't know
It'll be
how you'll
fine.
get that past the commissioner. I still say we should have picked up an offensive lineman at the very least at the trade deadline, but I'm still rocking Let's Go
Hey, I seen
Lions in this
Darius
bitch.
Slay is available as of today.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
I've seen
I
that.
wouldn't be mad at that, bro.
Yeah, me
And he
neither.
knows our
Go
defense
get him.
too.
Go get him.
And he knows our defense. Go get him. And then if Kirby Joseph comes back, bro, come on.
Oh,
Curb. Let's
all
get
that
it.
shit, man.
We need all the help we can get.
all the-
We need a Lions W. I'm with the smoke. But with that said, it looks like we're getting to about the end of our time. We appreciate y'all always checking us out. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's on Millions, on Facebook, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, and the Audifys. And just do me a favor, hit the
Twitters
buttons,
and the
hit them
X's and all that stuff.
on the X's and the X's and the O's, and then I learned how to call football plays too. With that said, make sure you hit those buttons. Make sure you check us out. We will be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check it out. Shout out again to our guys, Potters of Destiny, Ant, and Corey. Rest in peace, my guy, Brasshole. And the next time and in between time, hit that motherfucking button. Peace.